drive from downtown along Broad Street, you run into Lincoln Financial Field, the home of the Eagles here in South Philadelphia. Coming up, two teams ready to square off. It's the Denver Broncos and the Philadelphia Eagles. So good to have you with us. Mike Tirico, Greg Olson, Greg Wild, first month of the calendar in the NFL. Had some great games, some finishes that were pretty special, the usual surprises. Now, we hit October, and like you say, this is where the season really gets going.
Yeah, doesn't it just feel like on the NFL calendar, every month kind of has its own vibe, right? It's September, you're just starting to figure out how good you are. You don't even know how good your own team is, let alone the rest of the league. But once the calendar page turns to October, things start to become a little bit more clear. We know the contenders. We know the teams that have a long road ahead of them. These October games go a long way to setting the table come playoff time later in the season.
And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. Here comes the Denver offense, set to take over for the first time. Leading this offense, their veteran quarterback.
A lot of things jump off the tape when you watch last week, Mike, but it was really just the overall execution of the game plan that stuck out the most. I mean, not only did he get them in the end zone a handful of times, he protected the ball, and he routinely exploited the weaknesses that they found during the week on film. He's going to be looking to do the same thing over these next 4 quarters. If he's successful, they're going to have a shot to leave here with another win.
Last play went the wrong way. It sets up second and long. It's second down and 12. Got free, but as it is, gain of 6. It sets up third down.
It's a gain of 6. Brings up third and 6.
Back to throw. Open man, right side. He's got it. And the defense can't come up with a stop there. Gain of 7 and a first down.
39-yard line.
Off play action. He'll set up to throw. And they'll get this one down to the 35-yard line. 25 yards, the pickup there. Good for a Denver first down.
First and 10 at the 35-yard line.
He'll look to throw. That's into traffic, but taken in. And they'll get about half of what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up second and 5. RPO, quick throw. There's Sutton. And a good job rallying to the football. Holding just a gain of a yard and sets up third down.
Brings up third and 3.
He'll drop to throw. He'll try to run for it. And he will have a Broncos first down. He was able to get it by plenty, too. Gain of 8 on that third and 3.
First down. First and 10 at the 20-yard line.
Up the middle they go. And he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage.
He was taken down.
So everything this defense talks about, Mike, is creating negative plays. It's one of the best run defenses in football. Everything is about suffocating you at the line of scrimmage, making you work for everything you get.
And he's going to be swallowed up again. Back-to-back runs, back-to-back losses. Now it's third down. Now they'll set up to throw. They'll try to hit him with a screen. Pretty good effort on that one. It will not be enough. It's going to bring up fourth down. So the Broncos will turn things over to the field goal unit. This a 31-yard attempt. That one is good. And the Broncos are out to an early 3-0 lead.
A lot of times as an offensive player, you come off the field, you're not thrilled to end a drive like this with a field goal. But I think in this case, you can label it a success. You were able to operate your offense. You were able to quiet this crowd just a little bit and come away with an early lead.
So the Philadelphia offense set to take over for the first time. They'll be led out by the quarterback now in his 4th NFL campaign.
It was pretty clear after sitting down with him earlier in the week that he was just not satisfied with last week's performance. And while he was so clear, he's like, listen, I am thrilled that we won the game. He goes, I understand if we want to continue to stack up wins, I need to be better. And it starts with protecting the ball. So back to basics this week in practice, trusting what he sees, relying on his understanding of the offense. If all those things come together, I think we'll see a better performance out of him today. I can promise you that is not how they wanted to start this drive, Mike. I mean, to get blown up at the point of attack, there was just nowhere for the back to go on that run.
19, 60 Maverick, 60 Maverick. Bobcat, 60 Bobcat.
Throwing now, Vick. And that is incomplete, but now a penalty flag comes in late. He might have been caught with his hands in the cookie jar. Line of scrimmage is the 37-yard line for 1st and 10.
Cowboy 80.
I'll run up the middle with Barkley. And good blocking up front, paving the way for a gain of 8 on the ground. From the 46, here's 2nd down and a yard.
Here we go, here we go. Hawk 70, Hawk 70. Bronco 80.
They'll run the counter with Barkley. And he will have the 1st down. Not a huge run, but enough to move the chains.
Ready up.
10 at the 48-yard line.
Ready. 79. Bronco 80.
Once again, it's Barkley. And good blocking up front, paving the way for a gain of 8 on the ground.
It's a gain of 9.
From the 44-yard line, here's 2nd and 1. To the air, it's Vick. Good coverage there in the end zone. That is incomplete. Terrific work. They separated the man from the football, and it'll bring up 3rd down.
And 1.
Get it. Cougar 19.
They'll try to run here with Barkley. They'll bring him down right at the 35, but that is good enough. They pick up the 1st down. They'll try and play with some pace early on.
1st and 10 at the 35-yard line.
19 Tiger, 19 Tiger.
They'll stay on the ground with Barkley. And he's going to be taken down. Not so easy this time. They drop him back behind the line. It's 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 12.
Cut 19.
At the
Cut
36-yard line.
Drop 60. Drop 60. Warriors 70. Buffalo 18. Ready.
Vick gonna look to throw. That's caught downfield by Smith. And he will get into the end zone. Isaiah Pacheco. Touchdown, Eagles. That one for him on the year. A terrific play all the way around, finished off by the receiver, who not only made the grab, but Greg turned it up and takes it into the end zone.
And that's the tricky part, Mike, that transition from receiver to runner. And in this case, he does it flawlessly. Look the ball in, secure the catch, and then get upfield and get yourself in the end zone.
The extra point try forthcoming. He's got it. And the Eagles move out to a 7-3 lead. The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kicks away. This taken in at the 8-yard line. And it'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive.
Their own 26-yard line.
Whole lot of extra muscle over there on the left side for this 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. He's going to keep it himself. And they will finally track him down inside the 40-yard line. One quarter in the books. 7-3 is our score. And we're back in Philly in a moment. The Broncos in possession of the football to begin the second quarter, as they've got it with 1st and 10. Here comes the blitz as he looks to throw. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down. Ball on the 30 now. Here's 2nd down and 3. From the shotgun, it's a give up the middle. And he'll take this one forward for about 3, and that's a 1st down.
First down. A 4-yard pickup on the play. 1st down, Denver.
They'll look to throw. He will find Thomas. And he's close to another 1st down. He's brought down just shy of the marker.
Brings up 2nd and 1 at the 18-yard line.
He'll turn and hand this one off. And he'll have enough to move the chains. He'll take this forward for about 3 yards. The line of scrimmage is the 15. It's 1st and 10. Get this out to his running back. And no chance to turn and go. That one good for just a couple.
A gain of 2. Brings up 2nd and 8 at the 13-yard line.
We'll go with the draw play here on 2nd down. He's fighting to get back to the line of scrimmage, but can't get there. Dropped for the loss of a yard.
A lot of times the success of a draw depends on the defensive ends, Mike, rushing the passer. In this case, a great job by the defensive end. He initially reads pass, but then he determines that it's going to be a draw. He quickly adjusts, and he's able to tackle the running back.
And he's in! Touchdown, Denver. His 2nd rushing touchdown of the year.
Now, remember back, Mike, their first drive, they had to settle for 3. So they definitely didn't want to have to do that again. So really solid drive from start to end, and they're finally able to cap it off with a touchdown.
The kicking team on for the extra point. His kick is good. Broncos are on top. It's now 10-7.
Eagles 7.
Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. On the return, here comes Campbell. And a solid run back there. He'll get this out past the 30-yard line. Nick Sirianni, the Super Bowl winning coach of the Eagles. His guys ready for their next possession. Greg, I love the evolution of the NFL. Every 3-4 years feels like things change a little bit. Right now it feels like we're in a running back, running game era. Does that make sense to you?
Absolutely, and the league has such a funny way of continuing to reinvent itself. Years ago, 15, 20 years ago, Mike, this was a running back-led league. It was play action. Quarterbacks were under center. And then what offenses realized was the best way to score points is to generate explosive plays. Get a bunch of yardage all at one time because it's very hard to sustain possessions in the NFL. So as a result, they said, okay, what's the best way to generate big plays? It's to throw the ball downfield. So it became a very pass-heavy league, and then now defenses had to answer. The days of the big defensive tackles, the 260-pound Mike linebackers, everyone now on the field had to be able to defend space and defend the pass, and there was a lot more air on the field created by the defenses. So now, as a result, the offenses are saying, okay, we're throwing into all these bad looks, all these teams playing dime and multiple defensive backs. We're now going to take advantage of smaller bodies on the field, and we're going to run the ball at you. So the way I like to classify it is, Mike, offenses aren't running the ball more because they want to. Offenses are running the ball more because defenses are encouraging them to do that and saying, I dare you to run the ball 40 times this game and generate enough big plays to score enough points to beat me.
Throwing is Vick. Quick hitting slant there. And they'll take this down inside the 35. First catch for him on the afternoon, and it results in a first down.
First down.
Let's go now. Cowboys.
So out of the gun, they give it to Barkley. Good blocking to the 15. And they'll finally run him down, but he takes it inside the 10-yard line. They get 24 on that one. And just like that, it's first and goal.
Sometimes all it takes is that one key block to spring this back. He's just so good in open space. And, man, that was a heck of a run, and it sets up first and goal.
So here's a chance to take the lead going into the locker room. It's first and goal. Here's Barkley. And he's in! Touchdown, Philadelphia. Good drive. They kept the ball. Greg, they moved it effectively down the field and finish it off on the ground for the touchdown.
So often, Mike, we see teams work on a great drive to get down here close, only to settle for a field goal. But in this case, give them a lot of credit. They put a great drive together, but they're able to capitalize and finish it off with 6.
The extra point is good. And the Eagles are on top. It's 14-10. The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. Return, here comes Davis. And they'll bring him down just shy of the 30-yard line. The Broncos offense ready to come back out for this next possession. They'll start it here with a 1st and 10. Catch made right side by Thomas. And he is out of bounds, but not until he's inside the 40-yard line. 1st and 10 now from the 36.
36-yard line.
That one out of the reach of the receiver's outstretched arms. It is incomplete.
It's rare to see an offense that finds themselves trailing and say, well, their quarterback's been actually one of their biggest bright spots. Usually that doesn't go hand in hand, so it's a little surprising to see him miss a throw like that on a day where he's completed passes at a highly efficient rate.
I had a defender draped all over him. Incomplete. Good work to body him up and set up a third down. They go sideline, and he stays in bounds. Got the feet down in time. It's a first down.
It's a gain of 17 yards. And the Broncos first down.
Red zone now. He'll drop to throw. Down inside the 10. And he's into the end zone. What a response. Touchdown, Broncos. That his second TD catch of the season.
Mike, we used to have a saying that it was the responsibility of the receiver to run the route through the eyes of the quarterback. And I think this is a great example here. Two guys clearly on the same page. Quarterback expected his target to be in a certain place at a certain time. He's there, ball's delivered accurately. He's able to pick up the rest with his legs, and that's a big-time connection for the touchdown.
The extra point is good. And the Broncos move out to a 3-point edge, 17-14. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. On the return, here comes Campbell. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. The Eagles offense and their running back getting ready to go back to work. And he's been a tough man to stop in this first half, putting up some big numbers already. And remember, we haven't even reached halftime yet.
19 Tiger, 19 Tiger, 70 Warriors, 70. Hurt.
To throw, here's Vick, escaping to his left. Now he'll run.
So often the best pass defense is a good pass rush, and that's exactly what we saw here. The pass rush disrupted this play from the very start. The quarterback has all of his attention on the rushers rather than his receivers downfield. All he can manage to do is get back to the original line of scrimmage.
Ready?
We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10.
Come on. Set. Panther 60, trap 50, trap 60. 19 Lions. 60 Maverick. Go.
To throw is Vick. He's got his running back downfield, and it's complete. And he will dive into the end zone. 71 yards. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Going for two, they'll kick the point after. He knocks it through. And the Eagles move out in front by 4. It's 21-17.
17.
Still a little time. Final minute of this first half. We'll see if they can do anything with this kickoff that is coming their way. Davis now to return it. And he's brought down right at the 25-yard line. The Broncos offense can see what they can do in the final minute of this first half. We'll try to establish some tempo as they start this one with 1st and 10. Now, faking the give. Little short pass here, caught by his tight end. And He's got it to the 35-yard line.
Broncos, first down. First and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Throwing now from the gun to the outside. Hauled in by Sutton. Now a timeout, Denver. That's their second. And the stoppage comes with 23 seconds left on the first half clock.
45-yard line.
This pass is caught by Thomas. And that's a first down. It will be a gain of 8.
First down. A gain of 9 yards. First down, Broncos.
Back to the air one more time. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete. We'll try again here. Second and 10. They'll look to throw yet again. That one incomplete. Good job. Textbook there. Separated the man from the ball. And it'll bring up third down.
And 10 yards to go.
Back to throw. And they're going to get to him and take him down. Take him back to the other side of midfield. And now we'll get a late timeout coming in the waning moments of this second quarter. No move for the punt team. The offense staying out there for fourth down. They will indeed go as they look to throw. And he's in. Touchdown, Denver.
And what a swing in momentum here as you go into the half. Here you are offensively. Not only are you losing, but you really just have a desperation, no time on the clock. Let's see if we can steal some points. And you convert. Tell you what, that locker room looks a lot. Different now than it did a few minutes ago.
A try here for the extra point. The kick is good, so add one more, and it will take a first-half lead into the locker room.
Okay, Mike, thanks very much. The first month of the season has come and gone. It's the first weekend of October, our first week with byes on the schedule. Lots to unpack, so let's get into it. Our look across the NFL starts now, and we kick it off with a good one. And it's the Vikings quarterback. This'll wind up a touchdown. The Vikings continue to have enough. They make it 5 straight wins to start the new year. From there, let's get you to another interesting matchup. And it's the Texans QB, touchdown from 20 yards away. The Texans trying to get back over 500 in the early parts of the season. They lead at the break. Lastly, let's go over to MetLife Stadium. The Jets taking on the Cowboys. And here's the Cowboys running back. He's going to find a crease and take it 13 yards to the end zone. This one's at halftime, and it's the Cowboys lead by a field goal at halftime. With that, here's a look at the rest of the action from around the NFL here in Week 5, the first weekend of October. In the game you're watching, it's been tight throughout, a field goal separating these two sides through 2 quarters. As we get you back out to the second half and rejoin Mike Tirico and Greg Olson.
Points, all that separates these two sides, as half number 2 kicks off. On the return, here comes Campbell. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. Nick Sirianni, the Super Bowl winning coach of the Eagles. His guys ready for their next possession. This one has been tight so far. A field goal separating the two sides. As this drive kicks off with 1st and 10. He'll start on the ground with Barkley. And he'll get about 5 past the 30-yard line. They'll look to pick up the pace.
5 brings up 2nd and 5.
Trap 60. 79 Broncos.
Here's Vick. Hit as he throws, and it is incomplete. Just couldn't deliver that one the way he wanted to. Not really sure if there was much there anyways. We do know it'll be 3rd down.
Let's go. 70 Timberwolves. 70 Lions. 18 Pioneers. 7 Pirates. 7 Pirates. Ready.
Now, Vick. Open is crashed. He's got it. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield. First time they've looked his way all game long. But he comes through with the grab and a 1st down.
3rd downs, Mike, those are quarterback downs. Those are the downs where you tend to find yourself in a must-pass situation, and that's where the top guys in the league are still capable of overcoming it. So throw the ball downfield, be accurate with the ball. Winning on 3rd downs, that is a recipe for success.
They run out of the gun with Barkley. Not much there, maybe a yard. The offense in hurry-up mode, pushing the pace.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
Buffalo 18. Bobcat, 60 Dragon 60.
They'll throw out of the gun. There's Kraft, the tight end. And they bring him down inside the 25-yard line.
19 yards.
2nd time they've connected on this drive. 19 yards out of this one.
1st and 10 at the 24-yard line.
Here's 1st and 10.
Let's go now. Panther 60. 60 Eagles. 60 Eagles. Ready.
A run with Barkley. And he's brought down after a gain of a couple. This offense moving quickly, and they'll try to get set.
2 yards on the pickup.
Cut
It's 2nd
19. Cut
and
19. 70 Rangers. 70 Rangers. Mustang 19. Let's go.
Throwing now. Vick. A quick throw. That's complete on the slant. And they'll work this close to a 1st down, maybe just a tad short. Here's 3rd down and a few inches.
Ready.
To the air. It's Vick. And they're going to have enough to convert here. And it sets up 1st and goal.
I love the call here on 3rd and inches. Everyone, when they're looking at the running back, is anticipating you handing him the ball. he can get lost sometimes in the passing game and in the structure of the concept. In this case, the quarterback's able to find him open, and he's able to move the chains.
79 Broncos. Hey, check that. Street.
Vick gonna look to throw. That is caught by the tight end. Tucker Kraft. Touchdown, Eagles. That his second TD catch of the season. Greg, it's the quarterback's best friend, and you were that guy for a lot of years. The tight end in a tight area with man coverage.
Yeah, and it's really twofold, Mike, right? First and foremost, we see so many of these tight ends around the league that now have gotten to the point where one-on-one matchups, that's advantage offense. But then even in the cases they don't create great separation, Mike, it's their size, their catch radius. It's such a friendly target for the quarterback that when things get tight in the red zone, they look to the tight end.
The PAT, up and good. And the Eagles have taken a 4-point advantage. The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. The return, here comes Davis. Oh, he's got room past the 30. Look at him go! And he's going to take this all the way back. 92 yards. Touchdown, Denver. You talk about a response. After the offense goes down the field and gets a touchdown, the special teams unit comes back to get the 6 right back for the other side.
And I've been there, Mike. You find yourself on offense, you watch your opponent go down and get a touchdown, and you're saying amongst each other, you're saying, hey, we're going to get the ball back. Let's go get one of our own. But in this case, the return unit says, no, offense, you stay on the sideline. We got this. And they go back and get a score of their own.
Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. Here comes a return from the 5. And he'll bring it out to the 22-yard line. That's where the offense will take the field.
22-yard line.
Cowboy 80. Here we go. Ready?
On the ground, it's Barkley to start the drive. A gain of 4 as he's taken down.
And as of right now, they find themselves trailing at the moment, but it's certainly not because of the ground game. I mean, he's averaging over 4 yards per carry. Just hasn't been enough to overcome some of their shortcomings elsewhere.
Dragon 60.
Blitz coming. He'll throw it. That one too far out in front to be brought in, and it's incomplete.
He just stays on his primary read just a little bit too long. I think if he gets that ball to his check down a little bit quicker, not only is the ball completed, but I think there's some room to run. So, again, certain quarterbacks are better than others. The ability to process and eliminate targets quickly to move on to the next, that's a skill that really just comes from experience.
Hurt. Right there, hurt. Trap 60.
On third down, it's Vick. He'll get that out to Barkley. And he'll try to get to the marker, but he's going to wind up a yard or 2 short.
And it seems like he just cut that route a little too short. He's got to get more depth on the initial stem, and that way he makes sure when he catches the ball, it's beyond the sticks.
No movement from the punt team. They'll line up to go for it on 4th down.
Here we go. Cut like 70 Lions. Go.
They do indeed snap it as they'll try and throw it. And he will have the first down. Needing to make something happen. Trailing here in the 3rd quarter. They convert on 4th down.
1st and 10 at the 33-yard line.
Bronco 80. 60 Bison. Ready.
Here's a handoff to Barkley. And they get this one across midfield to the 47-yard line. A pickup there of 19 yards. Good for an Eagles first down.
And we're starting to see the fruits of their labor paying off here. I mean, they've used this run game to throw a bunch of body blows throughout the entire contest. And while some of the carries didn't result in much at the time, it's clear they're starting to take its toll on this defense.
Set to go now on 1st and 10.
Let's go now. Mustang 19. 18 Cardinal. 60 Bobcat. 60 Bobcat.
He'll drop to throw. Quick slant into the hands of Smith. And he'll be taken down, but they are in business inside the 30-yard line. That's his second catch on the drive. This one is good for 20 yards.
At the 27-yard line.
70 Timberwolves. 7 Pirates. 7 Pirates. Buffalo 18. 19 Lions. Hut, hut.
Throwing is Vick. Beginning slant there. Now they are in business inside the 15-yard line. So no shortage of offense in this one as we end the third. Back with more after the break. You're tuned in to the NFL on EA Sports.
On the set.
Space getting tight here, down to the 13-yard line. They work 1st and 10. Fourth quarter starts, and it's a run for Barkley. And he'll take this forward for about 3. It's second down.
At the 9-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup.
Come on, come on.
Second and
Cowboy,
6.
Past the 60, past the 60. 18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal. Viking, 18. Hut.
They'll run straight ahead with Barkley. Trying to find some place to go, but nothing developing. Tackled behind the line. It's a loss of 1. Big play coming up. This is 3rd down.
19, Cup 19, Cup 19. 18, Pioneer. Panther 11, Panther 11.
He'll look to throw. And he can't get away. Down he goes, back to the 16.
And that's a big-time play. It felt like they really needed it, Mike. That was a drive where the offense seemed to be in complete control. Anytime on the defense where you find yourself on your heels, you're giving up big plays, you're giving up fresh set of downs, you need a spark. You need something to change the momentum of the drive, and we'll see if that was it right there.
Trailing late, they've got to go here. It's 4th down.
Traffic, Viking 18, Mustang 19, 79 Broncos. Ready?
Now they'll set up to throw. That's going to be caught. And he will score! Isaiah Pacheco. Touchdown, Philadelphia. His second touchdown of the afternoon. What a game this has been. Back and forth we go, and that 4th quarter score changes the lead one more time.
And we've seen the lead go back and forth, Mike, and now the question is, can they get a stop? Can they find a way defensively to hang on to this lead and get themselves this big win?
Now, for the point after.
Extra point.
The kick is good. And the Eagles have taken a 4-point advantage.
Broncos 31.
So now playing with the lead after that 4th quarter touchdown. Time to kick it back the other way. From the 6, here comes the return. And he's down at the 23, and that's where the offense will take over. The Broncos offense getting those helmets back on, ready to head out for their next possession. They'll do so with 1st and 10. On the bootleg, he'll look to throw. Short pass taken in by the tight end. It'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3.
It's now 2nd and 6 at the 27-yard line.
Off play action. He'll set up to throw. Got it open downfield on the crossing route. And he will take this one in. 73 yards. Touchdown, Denver.
Well, it seems this game is kind of getting to the point, Mike, where it's defense optional. I mean, both these teams are really just having their way with their opponent. They're going up and down the field, and after this long touchdown, yes, this is great if you're a fantasy player, but it's not so great if you're a defensive coordinator.
Now this, an important extra point here to stretch this lead to a field goal. He's got it. Broncos go up by a field goal as they lead it by 3. So now playing with the lead after that 4th quarter touchdown, trying to kick it back the other way. A safe kick taken at the 5. Now an opening has the 30. Good return here. Brings it up to the 33-yard line. The Eagles offense and their running back set to go once more. And he has put in a full game's work and then some. Just an incredible performance on the ground to this point in the 4th quarter.
Here we go, set. 60 by 30.
On the handoff, this is Barkley. And he slips through an opening. Winds up getting about 8. That is past the 40-yard line.
It's a gain of 9.
At this point, we're going to need 2 hands to count for how many yards he's averaged in this one, Mike. But unfortunately, it just hasn't been enough to overcome the deficit here at this stage of the game.
Hey, Panther 60, Panther 60.
On 2nd down, Barkley. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. And that's it.
Great job here defensively, Mike. Make them snap the ball again. 2nd and 1, they're not conceding anything. Make it 3rd and 1 and see if your defense can come up again with a stop for no gain.
60 Maverick, 60 Maverick. 79 Broncos. 70 Rangers, 70 Rangers. Ready?
Now, on 3rd and 2, they'll try and throw for it. And he's going to pick up the 1st down. He knew where that marker was and made sure he got beyond it.
1st down. 1st and 10 at the
Critical
46.
3rd down conversion there, Mike. Now brings up a fresh set of downs. You find yourself here trailing in the 4th quarter. They got to go down and score, and they got to score
60
fast.
Eagles, 60 Eagles. Cougar 19.
On 1st and 10, it's Barkley. And they're going to work this down inside the 45.
And what's that one thing you hear from coaches all the time, Mike, right? Finish strong, and he's doing just that. His numbers here in this one, they have been terrific. But he's going to give you a full 4 quarters, and I think at this point in the game, he knows there's even more yards to be had.
Here we go, here we go. 60 18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal, go.
Now Barkley. Not much happening there, just a short game.
Taken down at the 43-yard line. A gain of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 9.
on the set.
They'll come up for 2nd and 9.
Let's go now. Warriors 70, 70 Timberwolves. Panther 11, Dragon 60. Buffalo 18.
They'll drop to throw. That's to Kraft, the tight end downfield. And they're going to be set up in the red zone. They've got it inside the 15. That pickup good for 29 yards.
At the 13-yard line.
Plenty of time, all 3 timeouts left. It's 1st and 10.
60 Bison, 60 Bison. 70 Timberwolves. Cardinal, 18 Cardinal. Ready?
Here comes Barkley. Not much to speak of on that one. Maybe a gain of a yard. It's 2nd down. So the Eagles will use their first timeout here. Clock will stop with 37 seconds to play. They'll come up now for 2nd down.
Trap 60, trap 60. Ready? Like 60 Bobcat, 60 Bobcat. 18 Pioneer. 60 Maverick, 60 Maverick. Lion.
To throw is Vick. Got his receiver on the in-cut. He's got it. And this drive's going to continue. He's taken down. They are set up with 1st and goal. Here's the timeout for Philadelphia. That is their 2nd. And they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining on the clock. Here we go. 1st and goal.
Come on. Set. 19. Hawk 70. Hawk 70. 70 Ranger. 70 Ranger. 7 Pirates. 7 Pirates. '79 Broncos.
To throw, here's Vick. And this is a touchdown. They were not going to be denied, and they have taken the lead here in the final minute of play. Is the hat trick. What a game. His 3rd touchdown reception of this one.
And nothing they've done to slow him down has worked, Mike. This defense, they're throwing multiple guys at him. They're playing man. They're playing zone. It doesn't matter. This guy is having his way, and he's having a day.
The extra point is up and through. And the Eagles have taken a 4-point advantage. So the kickoff team out there one final time in the final minute as they kick it away. He'll grab it at the 12. And he'll be taken down right at the 29-yard line. The Broncos offense getting their final instruction before heading back onto the field. They'll start out 1st down and 10. To throw here to begin the drive. Now he'll just pitch this one out there. Now the Broncos going to use the first of their timeouts as they get it with 16 seconds remaining on the clock.
2nd and 4 at the 35-yard line.
Back to throw. He'll step up and run this. Now a timeout, Denver. That's their second, and they'll have a chance to talk things over after picking up that first down.
Broncos, first down.
They'll look to throw. And that could be the dagger. It's intercepted. And the Eagles have just about sewn up this football game.
Well, but this guy might lose a little bit, Mike, as he gets long in the tooth. He certainly makes up for it in experience. You're not going to be able to do a lot of things to trick him on the back end. He reads this play right from the jump, makes a great break on the ball, and if that ball hits his hands more times than not, it's going to be a takeaway.
Set. 60 Eagles, 60 Eagles. Ready?
Only one timeout remaining for the defense as they take a knee. So it's a win here for the Eagles. They continue to be the hottest team in the NFL here in the first couple of months of the season as they remain unbeaten. So that'll just about do it for Greg Olson and our entire team. I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. The Eagles are winners, as we say, so long from South Philly.